Hello fellow travelers, my name's SG and welcome to the channel. First of all, I would like to say happy holidays. I hope everyone had a fun Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate. Sorry if I didn't upload on Monday. I didn't do it because I didn't think Dante was really appropriate for the Christmas season. But it will continue on next week. Today I wanted to do a quick review of the new Wonka movie that came out. The prequel to the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I just saw it this weekend and I thought it was really good and I wanted to do a review. So, anyway, let's get started, shall we? This movie takes place when Willy Wonka is a young man and is barely getting to the big city where he wants to make a living as a candy maker, specifically chocolate. He wants to own his own store and make his chocolate the most well known throughout the world. So he's traveled the world and has been place to place learning new techniques and learning how to make chocolate and how to make it different and unique in its own stylized way. And from there we get him coming to a small town where he believes that this is where he can get his fresh start. This is where he can put all his talents to use in making chocolate and the like. But there are already 3 different chocolate companies here who are far bigger than him, and each one ranging around the same kind of chocolate recipe, a plain simple chocolate bar. And that's where the meat of our story is. We see him meet different people, we see him kind of get tricked, we see him getting tossed around. We see the rise of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from what it is then to what it is as we all remember it. Specifically the Gene Wilder version, because this definitely takes place during the Gene Wilder run of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory storyline. This isn't called out specifically, but we do get that vibe from the way Willy Wonka dresses, the way they're telling certain references, which I will get to in a little bit, and the way he carries himself throughout the movie. We do have a very creative and colorful cast that keeps the movie interesting and can really contrast with the way Willy Wonka sees the world. How it can be whimsical or how it can be serious. All in all, this is a very fun and not too demeaning of a story to the original source material, because this obviously was not in the book nor in any previous version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, depending on if you follow the original movie or so on and so forth, you know. So, now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to the... Willy Wonka is played by Timothée Chalamet, and I gotta say he does a very good job. He really nails Gene Wilder's version of the character, and even brings in a little new life to it, giving him more of an optimistic point of view, making him very rootable, making you want him to succeed, giving him an air of innocence that really can't be compared to any other Wonka that I can think of. Others might be like Johnny Depp, but this brings something new to the table, and I really do appreciate and like that. We are followed by a very diverse cast of people, all very interesting in their own way and very fun, like Hugh Grant as Noompa Loompa, which is very funny. I didn't think I would like that as much as I did, but it was pretty funny. We also have Rowan Atkins as a priest, as the head priest of the church, who hides... Well, I'm not going to tell you. I want you all to go see the movie itself. It's really good. It's really funny. And I do advise that, people go see it. It's very interesting. It's very fun. Very wholesome. Like I said, the cast itself is very interesting. You definitely won't have a boring moment in it. And Timothée Chalamet is just great as Willy Wonka himself and does not take you out of it at all. The settings are very vibrant. You can tell they're very alive. The town itself feels like a character in and of itself. It's meant to take place in like a weird mix of London, England, and a little bit of Paris, France. It doesn't really give you a designated area, and I think it's better that way. It leaves it up to your imagination, and you really don't need to know, honestly, because this is taking its own route. It's telling a fake history of a character that we all have come to know and love. It doesn't need to make sense, nor does it really need to tell you all the little details. The scenery is very excellent, I would say. It really does make you feel that you are aware of this world and kind of how it works. It's whimsical, it's different, and it adds a lot of elements to it. You can even understand where Willy Wonka personality comes from just for being in this little town. Though to him it feels like a big city made for chocolate in and of itself. Now, it wouldn't be a Willy Wonka or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory themed movie if there wasn't music in it, and there is a lot of music in this. It is a musical after all, I will say that. I don't think a lot of people get that. I think they do because, it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or at least based on it. That was 50% music. This is almost 80% music, and it thrives off it. It runs off it. It gives it whimsy. It gives it identity. The music, I can understand people really don't remember a lot of it because sometimes it doesn't always hit. But when it does, it does. The ending where we hear Pure Imagination, it hits you right in the nostalgia, but in the feelings, they do it differently, and it gives you a vibe that this is taking a whole new meaning than the original. Not better and not worse, but a different meaning, and you can understand that. The music overall is good. You could tell that some of it was inspired from the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, while others are taking their own route. And whether you like them or not, you have to admit that they at least try to keep it interesting and different compared to the others. It's not trying to follow a formula, but at the same time, it's taking its own chances and it's allowing itself some breathing room to the source material. I couldn't tell you how many references are in this movie. All of them are mainly to the original book or to the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory starring Gene Wilder. I could count at least 50, and I'm not going to do all the ones I know because, like I said, I want you to go see it, and because I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But the ones I can remember are Gene Wilder's 3 steps forward, 3 steps back, like he does in the Chocolate Factory. That happens in the movie in a subtle way. It's not especially shown on purpose. The music is obviously a reference to the original, like Pure Imagination and so on. But you also get the little ones, like the contracts he has to sign is obviously a reference to the contract that Willy Wonka makes the kids sign in the original. We also get certain phrases and certain themes, like the ending where he opens up a candy bar and he sees the gold paper for a message to him, which obviously is the golden ticket from the original. I'm not telling you when that happens, but it happens. There are various other references that I love to point out, but like I said, I would really prefer it if you go see it and maybe come back and tell me if there's a reference that you really did enjoy from this movie. I would like to hear it because, for the Lord of me, I can't tell you every single one and from the top of my head, even though I would really like to. And there are so many that I know have seen it and would like to point out this one. That's what I did. That's what I did with the people I was with. Just pointing out the smaller details and funny little nuances and nods they gave. Overall, this was a very good movie. This was a very interesting and compelling movie. There was no secret to it. There was no overarching story or reference to real life. This was just it telling a story in its own world about a character that all of us knew. There was no need to be more than that, and I think that's where it really thrived. It was trying to just be part of its own world. And I appreciate that. We don't see that very much anymore. There was a wholesomeness to it. There was a care to it. There was a love to it. And I like that. I don't think we've seen a movie like this in a minute. And this was just a breath of fresh air to me. It was interesting, it was fun, it wasn't trying too hard to be what it was. And I think that's what really goes over a lot of people's heads. It wasn't trying too hard to be serious, and it wasn't even taking itself as a joke. It was living in the middle ground where it needed to be, and that's where I think it really thrives. Not on some pedestal, but in its own way, dancing to its own tune, and giving the leg room to stretch and the arm room to grow. And I believe that this will be a classic someday. I'm not sure today, but I'm sure it will be someday. I know I'm already planning on buying the DVD or Blu-ray once it comes out, and I hope you do too, because this is a movie that I would be sad if everyone missed, that it just went under the radar, because this definitely does need the recognition it deserves. Not because of I'm a movie critic or something like that, but because I can appreciate it for what it was and for what it's trying to do. Something different, something interesting, and something very wholesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know I got a little off track at the beginning there, or in the middle, but I did enjoy this movie, and I hope you check it out. Sorry again about not uploading this Monday. I just didn't think Dante would be an appropriate movie or book to read on Christmas. So I will be back to our regular schedule starting next week. I'll try to catch up from where I left off. And yeah, thanks for all the love for the Grinch movie. I know that one went up a lot, and I do appreciate our new subscribers that we got over the week. And hey, welcome in. And please, if you are just happen to be looking for a review on this movie, I hope I helped entice you to go see it. And please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. Alright, I'll see you guys there. See ya.